guys, it's Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as y'all can tell, we are going to be doing a full face of not necessarily new makeup, but makeup that I have been wanting to buy for anywhere from 4 years ago till now. I needed an excuse to buy this makeup and now I have one. So let me just have my moment and let me live. Okay, this is the look that I was able to come up with. If you guys want to see what products I liked, what products I didn't like, and just in general what product I use, then keep on watching. But before we go any further, you're not going anywhere until you like this video and you subscribe, because girl, let's get into it. All right guys, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. I did all my skincare. I have started incorporating sunscreen into my skincare routine, which of course I started incorporating right after I filmed my skincare routine, which will be linked right up here. You should be wearing sunscreen year round. I don't care if it's hot, if it's cold. The sun is still damaging even if it is not physically hot. I am so excited for today's video. I'm like jumping up and down. First product I'm going to be using is this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and I have heard so many good things about this primer. I have actually never tried a tacky primer, which is what this claims to be. I've only used mattifying primers and pore filling primers, but this is what the packaging looked like. I'm pretty sure this is the first Milk makeup thing I have bought. It's actually huge. So you get 1.5 fluid ounces. I'm pretty sure it's not the most cheap thing, but you have to think again. Most primers are not gonna give you this much product. It's literally as big as my face. This claims to be hydrating and help with long wearing makeup. And it's going to also help plump and smooth the skin. Allow formula 1 minute to fully absorb to activate full grip effect. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 pumps. I don't know, you know, better safe than sorry. It's like cooling. Y'all know I am a sucker for a good cooling product on the face. Honestly feels like, oh, that one eyelash. Do y'all see her? Look, she's trying to be different today. But I love a good cooling, oh, this feels so good. Did y'all see that? That grip time, hang time, grip time, same thing. Oh yeah, she ain't going nowhere. While we let this dry down to get that gripping effect, I'm going to be talking about the next product that I'm going to use, which is this Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Setting Powder, and this is in the color Hazelnut. I am so excited to try this product. Y'all know I love Fenty. It's my favorite foundation of all time. Ooh, it's my favorite foundation. Oh, my favorite foundation. I have been incorporating again using powder under my foundation. Don't knock it till you try it. I just now noticed, and maybe y'all have noticed this in my previous videos, I have a light spot right here on my face. I don't know if it's from that resurfacing serum that I've been using to help with my dark marks, but I really have never had dark marks right on this part of my face, unless I've always had it and just haven't noticed it, but I feel like I would. Or it could just be from being out in the sun as much as I have been. But I feel like that will be a good indicator as to if foundation is actually super full coverage, as it claims to be in the future. With my Laura Mercier, and it may just honestly be the primer because it does claim to be a gripping primer. Usually I just go boop, 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 and then it will disperse itself pretty evenly among my face. I don't know if you can tell, but right in these 3 spots where I put the powder on my face, it's a little bit more prominent than the rest of my face, but it did a good job of kind of just putting those oils at bay, giving them another layer to get through. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Hydro Grip Primer claims to do what it came to do. So I will definitely be using this again. And I actually am going to try this without doing the powder, and I'm gonna try to just use it with straight into foundation and see what it does, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. Powder, I like it. It's a good coverage, not heavy. If powder is heavy on your face and you have nothing else on, there's an issue. So I really can't judge if I like it or not yet. So we will come back to this when it's time to bake. But next is foundation time. And when I tell y'all I have been wanting this foundation for 4 years, I have been wanting this foundation for 4 years. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, and I'm in the color 6W1 Sandalwood, or at least I think I am. We're about to find out. It's very hard to match yourself in the store without putting it on your face, especially when this bottle is matte. Is it matte? If you are new to these full faces, we do one side beauty blender, one side brush, because some foundations work better with each one, some it doesn't really matter. I just like to kind of analyze that for you guys as a first impression. The only thing I don't like about this foundation to start off with, how can you be $45 and not have a pump? A pump I know literally is like 2 cents to make. I honestly kind of like putting my finger on foundations that don't have pumps and kind of shaking them up just to get that formula mixed and even. So it may not be that big of a downside, but I'm just saying. I didn't want to get it too dark. The majority of the year, I'm not this dark. I have just been out in the sun a lot from running. I wanted to get something that I could work with in the wintertime also, which may be why it's a little bit lighter, but we can always go back and fix that with powder and contour and, you know. I didn't add very much, just a couple fingertips full. Okay. She did not come to play. Miss Lauder, Estee Lauder. I can still kind of see my mark right there, but let those beauty marks seam through, girl. Let them shine. I love the way this finishes. I love the way that finishes. Ooh, she came, she saw, and she did her job. I want to add another layer because it doesn't feel heavy at all. Let's just see what another layer would do. Ooh. Dots. That light mark is gone now. She said, bye-bye, see you later. The one thing I like about having all this curly hair is that sometimes if you don't really blend it out really well on the edges, people can't tell because your hair's in the way. But my hair's pulled back, so I guess I actually have to try today. Why does it feel like I'm not wearing makeup? I'm in a different type of mood today. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am just on like cloud 9. I'm having a great day. Praise the Lord, God is good. Now we're gonna go to the brush side. I really like the way that Beauty Blender side blended out because like I was saying earlier, if you guys are trying out new foundations, because I'm sure not all of you do half and half on the first time that you're using something, this is kind of just for video purposes. Maybe do a half and half or try it 2 different times and you might get a different result. I don't know if I ever explained exactly what I do half and half, but now you know. Oh, and I'm using the Morphe M439. I don't know if you guys can on camera. I can tell a slight difference between the 2 layers and the 1 layer. This is giving me those NYX vibes. Next, I am so excited to try these 2 new concealers that I have. This first one is the Sephora Gel Serum Concealer, and this is in the color 16. And then this other one that I have is this Morphe Concealer, and this is in the color C3.55. They didn't have a whole bunch of shade ranges for this one. I think it kind of just depends on what Ulta you go to. I thought this would be really good for brightening, which if I had it in a lighter shade, it may be. I actually do not have any concealers that I use just for spot treating, so this is gonna be really great for spot treating. And then this one is a little too light. I think I'm just going to use both of these under my eyes. Put this one on first, and then put this one on top of it to just brighten. Sephora, let's look at this applicator. The applicator is a little bit more like your regular standard concealer. That is like butter. She is not slipping nor sliding. Definitely on the thin side, which is not a bad thing. I have come to learn the more that I do these videos that I used to, and I still do. I love a good thick concealer, but I think I love a good concealer because it gives you the coverage. But I found that as long as you have a good concealer, you don't necessarily need it to be thick, but also that it being thick is not a bad thing. I should have never bought this because I will never go back. I have 4 of them. Y'all know this is my e.l.f. Camo Sponge Concealer Sponge. Oh, is that an eyelash? Oh, rude. Guys, I think I'm gonna start color correcting because I never noticed. My eyes naturally, you can see where they cave. I don't know if that's the shadow of them caving or if it's just them being dark and different. But it's not puffy, it's just, she's there. Hello, hi, how are you? I can definitely tell a difference. This side is definitely brightened and lifted, but I just want to put a teeny tiny bit more of this Morphe concealer right on that shadow right there, just to kind of blend it out. What's happening? What the heck? Do y'all see? Did this conceal? I have never had this happen. Maybe it's because I'm pressing so hard, but it took my foundation off. So we're just gonna put like a dot of it right there. Can you guys tell the difference? I think it's definitely a little bit brighter. I honestly liked the fact that I put this on the bottom of it because it kind of corrected and gave me a seamless finish, not like the foundation doesn't already. But if you didn't notice, I really don't go out of my way to put a whole bunch of product under my eyes because I know I'm gonna put concealer and bake. Usually when I use a thick concealer, I will do both eyes and let it sit, but I have found that that does not work with most thinner concealers, or at least thin concealers that I have tried. I have just been blending them out one at a time. Morphe concealer applicator is a little bit wider and more flat. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. See, it's flat and then skinny, flat. If you take anything from any one of my videos, buy the sponge. And I do have 2 beauty blenders sitting over there. I just don't grab for them. I think I like the fact that the Real Techniques sponge is bigger, so you can just really grip onto it, versus that beauty blender, you're like Also, always putting a little bit of that extra concealer that goes onto the sponge onto my eyelid. This is definitely dried down already. I was right about that. We're just going to go straight into baking, and I'm going to again take that Fenty powder, and this is in the color Hazelnut. The color below this is really supposed to be really good for brightening, but the lady told me to get this one. Oh, and I see why. She has coverage. She is not translucent. Oh my. Next is eyes, and I am very scared for today's eye look because it is going to be colorful. And when I say colorful, girl, I mean we're doing the whole freaking rainbow, which is something I have never done on this channel. I'm really, really scared, so bear with me. For eyeshadow today, we are going to be using the Morphe X James Charles, the mini palette, which I am super excited to dip into. I like that it has a lot of neutral everyday colors. I'm going to attempt to do one eye off camera, and then hopefully it doesn't turn out awful, because I really want to like this palette and I really want this look to come together, because this is the makeup that I have been dying to buy. I'm going to do one eye and then I will come back. I know, whoa, Nisa, where'd you come from, girl? I don't know. This is the eyeshadow look that I came up with. I am actually very, very proud of it, considering that I've actually never really dabbled with color. I do have a few notes for Sister James. These eyeshadows do not like setting spray. The glitters, I tried to put a glitter in between this yellow and this red, as you can see. I kind of had a really hard time. I didn't know what to do because I couldn't get them to gradiently blend into each other. Whenever I put more shadow on, it kind of just, well, that actually helped. Of course, when I turn the camera on, it helps. But I tried to put a gold and a red shade in here. They would not show up to save their lives. When I tried to take a clean blending brush and blend the yellow and the red together, the yellow literally transferred onto the brush and said, no, sweetie, I'm not having it today. As you can see, it's a little patchy in the middle because I tried to put a little bit of setting spray on the brush for the yellow, because you can see it's very vibrant, but it was kind of patchy to begin with. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of wanted to go for a more winged look. I really don't want to put eyeliner on. We're not there yet. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I did this eye. And I'll talk more about what I liked and what I didn't like. These reds are interesting. If you can't see in my band, I have so much fallout from these colors. Good thing I bake. I don't know how people don't and do colorful eyeshadow. I took these 2 red shades and I mixed them together, and I kind of just patted them right at where I wanted my crease, and then I took it all the way into the inside of your eye. That way when you do your cut crease, you can tell that it is an actual cut crease and not just another color that you added on. You really can't blend because the color's already on your face and you try to move it somewhere else, it's not going anywhere. So this is really the first colored eyeshadow palette that I have used, and I figured that it should be. Did you guys see that smoke I accidentally flicked and the product left my eyeball? And then I took those 2 colors and I also just patted them onto my lid. And like I said, I wanted them to be a little bit more vibrant, but when I tried to put setting spray on, literally I would put the brush on my eyelid and all of the color that I had put on left. Like, she left the party. She said it was time to go. Also, I bought the brushes that come with the palette. They were on sale. You get 13 brushes. I will say though, even though I had all these brushes, I was still reaching for brushes in my own collection. And that may be just me. I was mainly reaching for a blending brush because the blending brush that I use is very rounded. The blending brushes that they have in here, they're round, but they're tapered. It's like someone took it, it's the same thing with the concealer, someone took it and smashed it, so it's not like you can get a good nice circular motion. I'm going to take this M124 and I'm also going to take the Morphe concealer, and I am just going to put a little bit on the brush. It's a blessing in disguise because you can really see where your cut crease is. I put my eye just to where I can see those lines. It's kind of like a cheat sheet almost. I'm still working on getting a super clean line, and as you can see, I'm bringing the concealer all the way down to my tear duct. Just gonna sweep it down. And then as I get to the outside, I kind of just gradiently let the concealer just disappear. This pore brush is just covered in yellow. M508 brush, and I'm going to take that super bright yellow color and just pack that everywhere that I put the concealer. And maybe I should have set the concealer. I didn't. That may be why it looks a little patchy, but I really don't know. The colored eyeshadows, they have a lot fall out in the pan. The two eyes do look a little bit different, but I kind of like that one a little bit better, honestly. I'm now going to go back in with this M433, and I'm going to mix those two reds together and just really brighten up the outside of the lid. Next is the easy part, just doing the lower lash line. So I'm taking this bright green in the very bottom left corner. I'm putting it on the inner third of my lash line. The green, the blue, and the purple really just blended super well together. The dark green color next to it, and just go over top of it to get the green that I want. Probably my favorite shade in this whole palette is this blue right here. Then lastly, I'm gonna take that purple and connect it to the very outside. Finally, for the inner corner, I'm not going to be taking a brush from the collection. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. smudge brush. I'm going to take this color in the first row, and I'm going to just put that in my inner corner, and I feel like that really just brings the look together. Drag it up because it will blend in really well with that yellow. And that is the finished eye look. Honestly, I'm proud of myself. This is going down in the books as the first colorful, official colorful look I've ever done. I do absolutely love the size of this palette. It's very convenient. Like I said, with these shimmery ones, when I tried to put them on my lid, they absolutely would not show up. I mean, at all. They didn't even show up to the party. They completely stayed home and said, no, we good. It wasn't impossible to work with. I just think these shades need to be a little bit more blendable. Now we are just going to wipe off this bake as the moment of truth, and I got a little bit of yellow eyeshadow in it. This definitely has coverage. Next, I'm going to do face powder, and for powder, I'm going to be using this Too Faced Born This Way multi-use complexion powder in spiced rum. The only thing from this collection that I will have not tried is the foundation. I absolutely love the concealer, y'all know that. It's one of my favorites. I would have to say I really do like this powder. When I was putting it on, I could see that it was actually giving coverage. I actually really like this one. It reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Superstay. Some powder foundations can make you look really cakey when they're put on top of liquid foundation, so this definitely did not do that. It still gave me that very skin-like feel. So now we are going to get into the brows, and this is another product that I have been wanting to purchase for a couple of years now. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and this is in the color number 5. Super tiny. I love that. First impressions, not bad. I will have to say though that I did have to apply a lot of pressure just to even get the product to show up, and I felt like it was physically dragging the skin underneath my eyebrow. I'm really not wowed. I'm really not impressed. Good thing I got a mini. I like the fact that my e.l.f. pencil is really easy to glide on. I can do natural hair strokes really easily. With this, I felt like I had to apply a lot of pressure, so it was hard to kind of give a gradient brow effect. Next on the chopping block is bronzing. So I'm going to be using this Fenty Beauty Instant Warmth Bronzer in Mocha Mommy. This looks a little bit different than in the store, but hopefully it works the way I want it to. So I'm just going to be using this e.l.f. angled blush brush. There's not fallout in the pan. Oh, I like this. So it's super easy to blend out, and I really like the color of it. You guys know most of my bronzers are not this color, at least ones that I've tried. It gives a really good warmth to the skin. I'm actually gonna be bold and put it on my temples, which I usually don't ever do, but feeling different today. That yellow is starting to... If you are somebody who just started bronzing your face, use this. It's super buildable, super easy to blend out. I wish I would have bought this a very long time ago. This will be at the top of my list when it comes to bronzers from now on. That I actually kind of tried this product or just dipped into it before I used it, but this is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Matte, and this is in the color Between the Sheets. So this is the darkest color that they offer. This is way too light for me. The formula is really creamy. It makes my face look really ashy, so I'm not even gonna ruin my makeup look by using this. Maybe in the wintertime when I'm a little bit darker, it'll make a difference. This is the darkest shade they offered at Ulta. So if this is the darkest shade that they have, I will truly be disappointed because ColourPop is a brand that I have not bought anything of except for that, and I want to buy more of. But if that's gonna be the case, then y'all need to be here for the chocolate girls too, okay? Because we don't all look the same. I'm just going to be using my current favorite blush, which is this NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte in the color Risky Business. I absolutely have been loving this blush. You barely need any product, and this will give you that beautiful flush of color. Just gonna tone it down a little bit with some powder. I'm super excited for this next step. It is highlighting, and if you are into makeup, you would know that Ofra Cosmetics is probably the most iconic. Them and Becca are the most two iconic brands when it comes to highlighting. And I realized I had never tried a highlighter from Ofra, and then I remembered that one of my favorite YouTubers, Nikki Tutorials, came out with a collab with them. So this is the Nikki Tutorials Highlighting Trio, and usually I would not use highlighters that are this bright, but they are just so blinding. I am actually going to be using this gold shade for my highlight. So I'm just going to take a little flat concealer brush, and y'all know the nose highlight says it all. The day that I don't get a good nose highlight, I will cry. We'll say I have a little bit of fallout, so. And as I put my highlighter on, I have started to kind of shift my face. That way I can see where the light is naturally hitting my face. Goodbye. See ya later. I am just so in love with everything that's happening right now. I'm going to touch up this yellow because it's like riding up. And that may be my fault because my eyes are hooded, but. Next is going to be lips. The first one is this lip liner from Sephora. It's a Rouge Gel Lip Liner, and this is in the color Hot Sauce 32. I'm hoping that this is a little bit darker than my lips. It looked pretty dark in the store. I'm kind of regretting, I may regret not getting the brown shade, which I think is what I'm gonna have to get if this doesn't work, because I really wanna have a nice, good nude ombre lip. That's as nude as can be. That was super easy to apply. It was super creamy, and I like that it's retractable. I do want to get this in a darker, more brown shade maybe though. That way I can have that really ombre look that I'm looking for. Next is this Milani lipstick that we're going to be using. I'm pretty sure this is a dupe for some MAC lipstick. Maybe it's just the name that's reminding me of it, but this is in the color 29 Teddy Bear. I have heard that Milani lipsticks are the best lipsticks in the drugstore, so hopefully these don't disappoint. These are pigmented. I tried the L'Oreal Paris lipsticks in my 10-minute makeup challenge, and I was honestly kind of disappointed. This one's super creamy, super pigmented, a really good nude if you are a chocolate girl. I've had this product for a while, but I kind of forgot that I had it, to be honest. This is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Instant and Long-Term Lip Plumper, and this is just in the color Clear. I know it's in different colors, but this is just, it's not even clear. It's like a holographic-y type of color. It's really pretty. It's coming off pink, but that's just because of the way the light's hitting it. Oh yeah, she is smooth like butter. I love a good gloss. And this is a lip plumper. So I didn't realize that lip plumpers were different than lip glosses. They give you the same look, but not the same feel. I really like the lip plumping gloss from e.l.f. because it has more of a cooling feeling, but I've heard that some lip plumpers just do not react well with the lips, so hopefully this is not the case. Next to last step is going to be setting spray. I'm just going to use this Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. That is super fine. This is how a setting spray should feel. I feel it spraying on my face, but it's not in big spritz. Oh yeah. New favorite, just because of the way that it comes out. I have been buying setting sprays in aerosol cans just because I feel like they will give a little bit of a more even mist instead of sometimes I hate when I spray setting spray on my face and I see little droplets on my face. It makes me cringe. And the last product I'm going to be using, which I'm actually the most excited about, honestly, this is the Beauty Bakery Eyelash Icing Black Mascara, and it comes in a tube, y'all. A tube, like a lip gloss tube. Have you? My lips are burning. My lips are burning, and I know exactly what it's from. She's gotta go. She's got to go. Anyways, quickly apply this. All right, guys, this is the finished look mascara. I really love the formula. The applicator is it's thicker at the top and then thinner and thicker. So the thick part, making it not the same length, makes it really easy to really get into your lower lashes. It's a very, not thin formula, but it's not super clumpy at all. This is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am so very beyond proud of myself. If y'all know me, you can probably go back and watch past YouTube videos of me saying I will never do a colored eyeshadow look. And here we are. If you guys enjoyed, please, please, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what your guys' favorite brands are in the bottom. If you would like to see a specific full face, it doesn't have to necessarily be one brand like they usually all are. Go ahead and binge watch my playlist of full face videos and go ahead and watch all my other videos, girl. Make sure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.